Okay, so I'm testing this out to see how this looks. I think it might be super bright. I don't have my glasses on, so I can't even see the screen. But this is where I do my meditation, right here on the balcony. I've got a beautiful view on that side. You can kind of catch a glimpse of it, of the mountain in the back behind me. And I just wanted to send some videos, try to do some videos to send some inspiration to some other people that I'm coaching. I know it's hard sometimes to know, get started doing meditation, and there's a lot of questions and ideas and thoughts bouncing around in the head like all over the place. And especially with ADD, myself, that's my struggle, and I think a lot of people, deal with this even if they're not ADD. It's like the thoughts are bouncing around in your head. Am I doing this right? Is this actually helping me? Maybe a week or two goes by and you think, have I even changed? Is it helping me? Forget about it, not really worth it. But it's kind of like anything else. I mean, the subtle differences sometimes that start out with, you don't notice. And sometimes it's not even about the differences, it's about just sitting here and getting some time to yourself, and over time, you get better at it. See, look at me being fidgety and stuff here, even when I'm sitting on camera. Sometimes you're sitting, quietly breathing, and you're thinking about work and things that you need to get done. Sometimes you're thinking about how silly this might feel or look, or, am I sitting there right, or there's pain in my shoulder or my hip, or my back isn't straight, or my stomach is sticking out, or, whatever it is. Are my hands in the right position? How do I put my hands? All these different things that you could be worrying about. And a lot of people, that's 90% of what we talk about in the beginning with most of the clients. Is like, when I'm coaching someone, I don't know if I'm doing this right. And I had the same feelings myself. Am I doing this right? But is there a right way to do it? I'm sitting cross-legged. I couldn't even do this in the beginning. Is it a good idea to use a tablet, have some guided meditation playing while you're doing it? Is it better to just be quiet? Do you need a better environment? Should I meditate outside? Should I meditate inside? I've got family or friends in the same room. How do I handle that? There's all kinds of questions, and so I want to try to help answer that over time. But today, in this video, I just want to say it's okay to have all these thoughts, and one of the goals is to be able to be better at letting those thoughts go. But even if you don't get any better at letting them go, doesn't it feel good, to just sit here for 1 minute or 2 minutes or 15 minutes or whatever it is, and just breathe? Like, how much is that helping you? Without even being a doctor, I think you can know that more oxygen in the body, in the bloodstream, more taking deeper breaths instead of the short breaths we tend to take. They say there's a lot of medical research. There's a lot of research in general right now on meditation being better for you for many different reasons. But and some people will say you shouldn't do meditation to do it for the benefits. Just do it because of what it is. And I think, let's be honest. Who's ever started doing anything if there wasn't some sort of enjoyment or benefit for it? So, don't worry if you have those thoughts. I have them, every day. I think, oh, I better do my meditation. Maybe my day will be better now because, it hasn't been good today or something. Or, maybe my day wasn't good because I didn't meditate. Who knows? You really don't know. So, again, I'm a pretty good example of the kind of thoughts that could bounce around your head right now. One way to start meditation is just very simple, just 3 short breaths. So, just take in I shouldn't say short breaths, but 3 long breaths, 3 deep breaths. Take it in and count to, let's say 3 going in, and then try to count a little longer going out. If you can't do it, no problem, but try to practice it, because there's some medical, evidence that says that it helps to calm the nervous system and things like this. So, and I'm not counting, because I'll be honest, most of the time when I hear people count, or even when I count, I find that it throws me off, and it throws other people off. So count on your own mind at your own pace. When you're breathing, you'll feel it. You know, I mean, tell me if that doesn't feel better. Just one breath like that. You can close your eyes, or you don't have to close your eyes. I mean, it's up to you. I like closing my eyes personally because I can get very focused on stuff around me. But the funny thing is, sometimes I find that when I have meditated for maybe like 5 minutes or 10 minutes, I'll open my eyes and I just take in the whole environment differently. So I'll open them and breathe for the last few minutes of a meditation or something. But it's up to you. I mean, you decide what works best for you. I mean, I like personally my go-to meditation is my tablet or my phone with an app of some sort running a meditation. I use Insight Timer a lot. One of my favorite meditations is called Nothing Here But You. And honestly, that one it's kind of my inspiration for doing this today, actually, because he has so many on point little notes in the meditation that have guided me in the past few days. And I think that people benefit from getting out of their head, and that's really what a guided meditation helps me to do, is it gets me out of my own head. And even when I get distracted, he'll say something like, there's no you that's benefiting from this right now. And I think I just laugh every time I hear that, because I'm sitting there breathing in, and ultimately the thought's going to come that, hey, this is going to be good for me, this is better for me today. And then he says, there's no you that's benefiting from this. And I think we sit here and we can't tell the difference at first between who we are and who the person breathing is. And then you start to think, well, if I can notice myself breathing, am I this body that's sitting here breathing, or am I something deeper than that or different than that? And I think when you start to think about that, it's easier to let go of the thoughts, because you realize that like the thoughts are generated from the body, from the mind, from the brain, and as far as I'm concerned, it could be just electrical impulses that are triggering these thoughts. We're sitting in this position. You could sit with your feet down or sit with your legs crossed like I am, and probably better than I am, because I don't do it very well. See, there's another criticism that could easily come up. So just breathe and just sit here and just remember that as you're breathing, notice things like your body feeling a certain way, or your mind, kind of wandering. But I think the other thing that you can also recognize is that as you notice all these things happening, there's a you that's noticing these things happening, right? Like you didn't make these things happen. You didn't say, I'd like to think about this particular thing right now. So try to focus on that and let go of everything else, and just say, if I was in a room crowded full of 100 other people and they're all talking, that doesn't mean that it's hard to concentrate, but I shouldn't judge myself for being able to concentrate when there's all these 100 people around talking. And I think in the same way, that's what we're doing with meditation. We're trying to recognize that this room that we're in our body, our mind, whatever, is busy, and we're thinking, like that thinking is happening, but are we really the busyness? Are we really the thoughts? Are we really the fidgeting? Is that us, or is that what's happening around us, around who we are in that environment? So if we can just breathe and realize that we can actually just breathe and be quiet even if that stuff's happening. And the other thing is, and I thought about this today, and I don't know if it would be inspirational to anyone else, but to me, I was thinking, and when I'm pumping gas into the car or the bike, scooter here, I don't think, is this gas really helping? Am I doing this right? I don't think about that stuff, because I just know that by putting the gas in the tank that, I'll get further, go where I want to go. And I think the breath that we're putting in, if we can think of it like this breath that we're taking in is like gasoline in a sense, like it's fuel, and we don't have to worry about how we're putting it in. We're just trying to do what we know how to do and let the rest of it take care of itself. And I mean, actually 3-4 years ago, I'm trying to think exactly, but at least 3 years ago when I started this, I sat down for 5 seconds and I felt like my mind was gone, like wandering all over the place. I would get up in the morning, go through my whole day, forget to meditate, and then realize, oh man, the next day is coming, I haven't done it. You know, and I was trying, like, I mean, I'm saying, like, I was trying to do it every day, and I had reminders on my phone, I had everything happening, and still for some reason I would miss days. And it felt terrible. I'd judge myself, I'd get upset with myself, get frustrated, and let it suck me down. And in a post that I was writing, I was talking about this, and it's my favorite thing from James Altucher. He talks about the second arrow, and I think this is a struggle that we all have, is like when we make a mistake or we don't do something, we forget to meditate, or we feel like we didn't give it the time and energy we had, we should have, that feeling of, you know, criticism of ourselves or judgment of ourselves is like the second arrow, which is there's no damage if you forget to meditate today, but if you beat yourself up over it and then you don't meditate the next day because you're feeling down about it, or even you meditate but you've, you know, sort of beat yourself up, then you have to get past that feeling. But what if you didn't even have that feeling? What if you didn't get frustrated with yourself when you made a mistake? You just realized that's part of the human experience, you know, and let yourself, give yourself a little bit of a break. I mean, some people thrive with, you know, military type, you know, get it done type stuff, but not everyone's like that, and maybe even those people could find a better way. I don't know. That's not up to me to decide, but for me, I know that judgmental sort of, you didn't do it, you're an idiot type attitude isn't beneficial. It's more like, hey, you know, it's all right, you tried, you messed up for whatever reason, you forgot about it, just do it now, right now. Like, don't wait till tomorrow and say, okay, I'm going to do it tomorrow at the same time. I just sit down and try to sit down right then and say, okay, let's just do 1 minute of meditation now, because that will keep my momentum going, and that will, when I think back to it later, I don't have to think, oh yeah, I didn't do it yesterday, I really got to do it today. I'll be like, I already did it, I did that 1 minute. So those are some thoughts, hope it's helpful, and I'm here in Chiang Mai, Thailand, for probably another month, and in the meantime, I'm hoping to shoot some more videos like this, but I just wanted to send some inspiration your way. So, thanks.